up, everybody? It's Sunday night, so you know what that means. It's time for another episode of the Illuminerdi World Order Wrestling Show. Woo! I know you missed us. I know you missed us. We back. We're going to talk some more wrestling. We're going to talk about the wrestling that is there. Before we get started, let me bring in my right hand, Nate. What's going on, Nate? Macho Man Nate. Yay.
Yes, Jay, how are you? Actually, my middle name on my Facebook is Nathan Macho Man Randy Savage Haskell, as a joke because I was him one day for Halloween and I never took it off. And so it's been on there for like 7 years. And one day somebody DM'd me and legitimately thought I was related to him and wanted to help me fight to get the name like rights and shit. And I'm like, no, bro. It's just a joke. You're taking some stuff way too serious. But, yeah, right. But other than that, I have been okay. Another week of quarantine. Kind of a slow week in wrestling, but we're gonna touch on the greatest hits of the week, I feel. Jay, how have you been?
Oh, pretty good. You know, again, like you, another week of quarantine. It's starting to get hot in LA. So it's kind of funny to see people's masks are starting to drift down a little bit because everybody's too hot. Everybody got one little sweat patch in the middle of their face. So, you know, we're going to make it another week. Hopefully we're getting closer to flattening the curve, and hopefully everybody is at home washing their hands, wearing their... Don't be the people out in the streets. This has been driving me crazy. Don't be the people out in the streets wearing your mask down here. It's pointless. All in your nose. You know, wear your mask properly.
Yeah.
Just pretend you're wrestling fans. Just pretend you're a luchador. You know, just put it on and just pretend like you're going to 619 somebody in the checkout line and you'll be good to go.
My favorite too, just while we're on the mask real quick, is I actually did this. I went to the grocery store to Ralph's and they have a Starbucks inside, and I was with my girlfriend and she asked if I wanted a Starbucks. I said, yeah. And so now I find us walking around the grocery store wearing masks, holding drinks that we can't drink because then you would have to take the mask off. And it was just, and I was thinking outside myself and I went, if I saw me holding a drink, wearing a mask, I would be clowning me so hard right now.
Think about that. I've been thinking about the fact that I know I'm really cheesy and I like to just, give everybody all 32 at any given time. And the fact that I'm doing that under a mask and they can't see it, I feel like I need like some little emoji faces, like on the front of the mask or something, or maybe a little, remember the 5th of November type of V for Vendetta or something. Something got to happen. Or maybe, you know what, Nate? We'll just wear some luchador masks.
I'm with it. Cut them at the half. Cut them.
And just go out in the streets and wear those.
I'm with it.
So funny you should talk about getting your people trying to help you get your name back. Why don't we kick it off with that? A lot of name things happening this week. We'll start with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is getting his name back. Imagine that. He can finally get his name back. Have you missed Cody Rhodes having his name?
I haven't really noticed because everyone knows who he is. It's no secret. And I think at first, when he first left the WWE, he was kind of like, fuck you guys. I'm going to make it without the name. I don't need it. I don't want it. Kind of a F you to the WWE. And now I think, fuck, how long has he been gone now? 4 years, 5 years, something like that, right? Like, I think he's like, you know what? I think it's about time I own this thing moving forward.
A name is a name. Like you said, everybody knows who he is already. He could go by any name, Goldust, and everyone would know who he is. But I guess in this age of branding and wanting to own everything about your image, it's a good thing to get it back. I mean, even though the Cody Rhodes stuff is still in the Performance Center, but good for him that he gets to have his name back. How is this even going to change AEW and his statue there?
Yeah, I don't see, unless he starts coming out as Cody Rhodes. I mean, other than that, I just, it's kind of redundant. It's like, we know, like if they do it kind of slowly and they just put it in the graphics or whatever, that's Cody Rhodes. But if the announcers start really hammering Rhodes home during his first couple matches with that name, then it's kind of like, we get it, dude.
Got it. I don't know. Maybe they should do that. Go all over the top with it and be like, Cody Rhodes and make way to the ring. Cody Rhodes is coming off of the top turnbuckle because Cody Rhodes is going to pin him in 3. They either have to go all the way in or they have to rewind it all the way back and just kind of maybe put a ticker at the bottom.
Yeah, I agree. That'd be funny actually to do a drinking game of how many times the announcers say his last name during the first AEW back when he owns it.
And for those of you that are happy that Cody Rhodes is getting his name back, coincidentally, Matt Cardona, aka as we formerly known him as Zack Ryder, who left WWE, might be heading over there. There's a little report out there that he's trying to trademark the name Internet Champion. So it looks like him and his boy are out trying to get all their names. I'm going to try it. Maybe I should trademark my name. I don't think anybody wants my name, but maybe I should trademark it just in case.
I'd rather have a blue check than trademark my name at this point. I think one of them means more than the other in today's society.
I just want the swipe up thing on Instagram. I'm like, if you're a content creator, just let us have our little swipe up thing so we can be great, so we can thrive. So
I agree.
But kudos to those guys. They're getting their name. Your name is your name for all our Wire fans. Your name is your name. Speaking of people's names, who their name, it's not a good week to be named the Velveteen Dream.
No, it is not. Dun dun.
Nothing about that name has been very good this week. For those of you who missed it, if you're watching this show, you're probably a wrestling fan and you probably know about it, but we're going to talk about it anyway. Velveteen Dream allegedly sending his beefcake to the underage girls on the social medias. Oh no, Velveteen hot dog, don't send that to underage girls. What you do, grown women is cool, but he says he didn't send it all out to the young ladies, the young, not legal ladies.
Yeah, it's that one's a slippery slope. For one, if it's true, it's absolutely awful. For one. But I don't think it's true. I believe thinks maybe he was hacked because after all the stuff that like Ricochet and Paige and Woods and all of these, and something is in the water down there in NXT where they are just, that shit is like Brazzers WWE. Like for real. Like they're getting wild down there. But I don't think he would risk that. And if he is, then he's an idiot. But it's like, bro, I'm sure the Velveteen Dream does not have a problem with the ladies, especially being who he is. And for him to do that would just be the most boneheaded, it's one thing if your phone gets hacked and like some nudes get leaked that you would want to send to somebody in your private life. That's one thing. It's kind of like, well, that sucks. But like, if you're out there like maliciously sending, your
junk
beefcake pics to young women on the fucking internet, I mean, listen, that's cool for regular dudes, but like not like a quasi D-list celebrity, I guess. I guess wrestlers are.
The thing that really kills me about that. Okay, we're gonna it's alleged, so we're gonna say that it's maybe he was hacked or whatever.
Yes, right.
Because as we know, wrestlers love wrestlers, and there are plenty of ladies down there at the Performance Center, as we have seen in past history, that would be more than happy to take their own picture of his junk.
Yeah, exactly.
So the idea of him sending it to a little underage girlie just makes me sad, and I really hope that's not true. Velveteen Dream, I hope that's not true. You were hacked. If you were hacked, that sucks. If you did do that for real, you unemployed. Unemployed.
It's it's just like Battlestar in the comments right now. Battlestar Galactica which is, I like that name, which is saying, why is he R. Kellying right now? And it's true. How long did R. Kelly have that stigma of liking underage chicks? And nobody did nothing. It was just like, it can't be. Why would R. Kelly do that? And then 15 years down the road, you find out he's got a fucking sex dungeon with little,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, why would you not learn from that, especially being an African-American dude, knowing that they will come for you and you don't want it. I mean, they're coming for anybody, but it's more difficult if you're African-American, I feel like. And I just don't feel like he would put himself in that situation. I think that somebody kind of was fucking with him for whatever reason, and I hope Velveteen is vindicated.
I hope he is vindicated too, because we do not want to see your Velveteen beefcake no
Oh,
more.
I'm sorry, it's Battlestar Galactica, which is an even better name. I read it wrong. I'm sorry.
Amazing. Shout out to you guys for the create. You know what? Leave in your comment in the comments here, or tweet us at the Illuminerdi, or leave it there. You know, give us your best worst name for Velveteen Dream's little debacle here. I like the Battlestar Galactica. That one's pretty good.
No, that's his YouTube's name. That's that guy's YouTube name. No, he wasn't even talking about the situation. My man going around with Battlestar Galactica 24 hours a day.
Oh my God, that is hilarious. That is hilarious. Well, but so Velveteen, keep it in the pants. Why do you even stop sending nudes anyway? Come on now, you better get on FaceTime. It's quarantine time. Why are you even sending stills in this day and age? Just turn the live video on, and hopefully nobody takes a screenshot. In other little weird quarantine news, I saw that Jake the Snake Roberts got kicked out of his little quarantine house where he was living. So sad. He was there rehab, trying to live a good sober life. And AEW called him to do a little pop-up, and Diamond Dallas said, "You can't come back if you leave out. We got a baby in here." So,
yeah, he told him. I heard too. I heard it because he had to do. I think I heard this on one of the Conrad Thompson podcasts. Was he had to do something for AEW because he signed with them now. He had to go do a show or a promo. He had to do something. And Paige DDP told him, he was like, "Yo, if you go do this, bro, you can't come back. Like, we're not." And it sucks because now I don't know if this part of the situation is true because I honestly haven't researched it, but I heard that he went and did the AEW shot, and then now AEW isn't having him come in anymore either for whatever reason, like whatever it's the coronavirus or whatnot. Like I said, excuse me, I haven't researched that aspect of it, but now I heard he's kind of just sitting in a motel by himself, which is not the place Jake the Snake Roberts should be given his past history. So I hope that's not true. But moving forward, that's kind of a bummer, to be honest with you.
That makes me so sad. When I read that headline, I just thought about some of my favorite Jake the Snake Roberts moments over history, and just him and Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth and dumping the snake in the ring out of the bag. And I hate to see what happens. Future episode of Dark Side of the Ring is sounding like.
And he's he's doing great work in AEW. He's cutting great promos. It's kind of hard to listen to him talk because he's kind of, you know what I mean? In terms of, he's like missing teeth and stuff. So he kind of does like a suck in thing when he talks, and it's kind of distracting, but he's cutting killer promos down there. I hope I hope he's not one of the ones that gets 86 because of this whole deal.
I hope so too. One more thing, Drake Maverick. I've been seeing this these theories going across my timeline. So as you all know, WWE had their big layoff last week, and Drake Maverick was among those who was laid off. And he left the saddest video on Twitter after the cut. And I mean, I literally cried. Like, it was so sad. And now people are saying it's possibly a work. So because he's still participating in the tournament. Do you think Drake is working us, or did he really get the boot?
I think he really got the boot. And I think that, now, correct me if I'm wrong, aren't some of those matches already pre-taped?
Yeah.
So I think they just letting it go because, I mean, let's be honest, probably 30% of the casual wrestling audience is keeping up with who got fired, who got let go, going to the website, that kind of stuff. So your casual fan is seeing him in a tournament and just not even thinking anything of it. And then they're just never going to see him on the show anymore. And I don't think anybody will really care, to be honest with you. I like Drake Maverick. I think he's a talent, but I don't know. Maybe I'm a dick, but I don't care if I never see Drake Maverick again on the WWE. Not because I don't want the guy to have a job. Don't get me wrong. Don't send your hate mail to me or anything, but he just didn't he didn't do it for me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when they brought him over to 205 as like the commissioner, And I didn't understand that. It was kind of random and kind of strange. But, you know, he made it work. And then they threw him in the whole mix with the 24/7 champion and chasing around our boy who keeps winning. R-Truth.
Yeah.
Kept chasing around R-Truth. And then they had the thing with his wife and R-Truth and the honeymoon, which was another little weird kind of comedy story.
Good shit, pal. We're going to get him in a hotel room. It's good shit. People cheat on their wives. It's great. That's Vince.
Tiny guys and his little bitty tinier even wife. And so then now we end up here where he's doing whatever he's doing. I don't know. I got to get back up in the mix of 205 and see what's going on over there. I know that people are bouncing around back and forth and doing what they got to do, but I got to get more tuned in with that because I've been paying attention to it.
Oh, that's right. Master Shake 61 also remind us that they also made Drake Maverick fake piss his pants on television once.
That was, bro, I remember that. That was like the dumbest thing ever. It was, he was doing the thing with big Braun Strowman. That's what.
Yeah.
Strowman scared the hell out of him, and he had the fake. And this is how bad the fake pee was. It was like the little device didn't activate quick enough, and so it was like they were waiting, and then oh hey, there's some pee here. extra in to see the pee. Come on, bro. Can somebody holler at me and Nate so we can help y'all over on the creative side and get some better good shit than PP jokes and what's going on over there? Nate, what we could come up with something better than that, I think.
Oh, 100%. We come up with better shit than that almost weekly on this show, joking around.
Let them know. Remember, at WWE that the Illuminerdi is over. If you're watching the show, make sure you at WWE, the Illuminerdi, and let them know we got good shit popping over here, and we can help them out because we ain't got nothing to do while we quarantine. Well, we got stuff to do, but while we quarantine at home, I think the both of us could think of some stranger than fiction type of stuff for them to do.
100%.
100%. So, you know, you guys, it's a short week. It wasn't a short week, but it was a slow week in wrestling. Not too much movement going on. We're still waiting to see. Oh, we do have one more thing to talk about.
Okay, good. Because if you didn't bring it up, I was going to bring it up. I think I know what you're going to say.
We have to talk about the video game.
Yes.
Talk about the 2K1 release. So Nate is going to go into more detail about it, but it's being canceled. And I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on that. My daughter had the 2K20 that had Seth Rollins on the corner, which probably jinxed him because we know everybody who appears on the cover of a video game, ultimately they get jinxed where it's NBA, NFL, and now wrestling. But it looks like we may not have a new WWE game, and it could or could not be a bad thing. Break it down for us, Nate.
Well, it's kind of a bummer because I play video games, but I wouldn't call myself a gamer by any stretch. Mm-hmm. In my later years, pretty much here, I play sports games. I mess with Grand Theft Auto, the WWE game, and Red Dead Redemption. There's like a handful of games that I still will play, and wrestling is one of them. Like that's one of the titles every year I look forward to because I want to see what legends are going to be in the DLC. I want to see people create cool stuff online who spend 5 hours making a guy and I just get to download him in 30 seconds. You know what I mean? Like, by the way, if you're a creator wrestler maker on the internet, you're the real MVP. Shout out to you guys because it's tough. I've tried to do it and got frustrated and just fucking quit after 20 minutes or a half hour or so. So I was very bummed to hear that they're not having 2K21, but I understand that you can't create a game unless you have a staff to create said game. And if nobody can go to the work, then, so does that mean, because usually they release a new one every October. So if they don't release one now, so let's say we all get out of this thing in a month or two, does that mean they're going to release 2K21 in the summer of next year? Or are they really going to go 18 months, 16 months with no new WWE video game, which I think would be a travesty because it's such a cool thing for fans to be able to especially people that play video games, obviously, and for kids and stuff like that to to be able to play the people you see on television. I think it's a big deal. And them not moving forward with one it's kind of like a wrestler that got cut.
Yeah.
The 2K video game might as well be added to the roster of wrestlers that just recently got cut a couple weeks ago. You know what I mean? So dun, dun, dun.
Maybe they'll just send like an update. Maybe they'll have to do something like an update to 2K20 where you have the choice of no audience or
they have to do something.
No audience or all your matches are at the Performance Center. Yeah, that's the only.
they
your menu, and the only drop down is the Performance Center.
You do a my career mode as a wrestler, and you only wrestle once a week, and the rest of them you just kind of mutter around your house. You just kind of putt around your house.
Oh my
God. You have to work out and try to eat good. That's like all these bonus levels.
Okay, see now you feel me? WWE, call us. That's what it's going to be. Career mode is you wrestle once a week. You probably wrestle like once a month, unless you're engrossed in the storyline. And the rest of the time, you're just sitting at home like this, trying not to get fat. And you're sitting at home eating, and you can like select that you can play video games with like Xavier Woods or something and be on up, up, down, down, or just something retarded like that. But I don't know. That sounds like good shit to me, Nate.
Yeah, listen, I'd play it. Before I know it's a short week, so I don't know. I'm gonna look into the comments over here to the right and on the show here and see if anybody's got anything to.
I'm still just totally impressed by the name Battlestar Galactica.
You and me both.
I'm feeling it. I need a shirt. Battlestar Galactica. Do you have T-shirts? Because I swear I will. Oh no, Velveteen.
Yes, he also mentioned. Listen, we are completely honest on this show. I don't bullshit anybody in real life or on social media. I have not watched the Triple H thing from SmackDown this week, but it happened because Battlestar Galactica has told us that it. I hope he shows up every week, by the way, just so we can say that. But yeah, there is a Triple H thing that I have recorded that I haven't watched yet, so I don't know if it was good or bad. I did see a funny thing where a guy took a water bottle out of his hand before he was gonna spit it to a crowd of no one. So I don't know if that was a planned or if it was real, but I thought that was kind of funny.
I know. Triple H, sorry, Triple H. I got nothing but love for you, Hunter, but I haven't watched your thing yet. I'm going to have to watch it. I'll have to catch up. It was such a crazy week. We're trying to keep up with some other stuff. So I'm going to get dialed in with Triple H and see what he's got going on over there because he truly is a dope one. 25 years in the record book. So shout out to you, Hunter. Tell your father-in-law it's okay to take like 6 months off. And put you in charge. Just let them put you in charge.
Fuck that. How about we just take 6 months off, period? Do you know how fucking lit wrestling... I'm sorry, I'm cursing a lot this week. Do you know how lit wrestling would be if we just didn't have it for 6 months?
Oh, my God. Everybody would be just so crazy.
They'd be salivating for it. And then it would be huge. But I get it. You've got billion-dollar television deals, and that's why I'm sitting in my room, and those guys are sitting in mansions. But I just think that would be so. It would just be like, oh man, remember wrestling? It's back. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just me.
I don't know. When it gets back to normal, they better. I hope they're putting money away and they're not wasting money because I expect some big, gigantic extravaganza. I don't care if you got to give people little WWE mask and like a rain poncho or something to sit next to each other, but I want some AEW, WWE, Ring of Honor, everybody. I want some big, massive extravaganza. We'll do us a watch party. We'll do like the whole nine.
That first live show back, that ticket is going to be like Game 7 Lakers Celtics or a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like that first, and you know Vince isn't going to do it for like a Raw or a Smack. Well, actually, he is going to do it because there's no more. I was about to like, he's going to save it for a pay-per-view, but there's no more pay-per-views. Really.
He'll probably do like a new pay-per-view. It'll probably
Yeah.
be like, we're going to have the first ever audience back pay-per-view. And someone has to go in the crowd and find the belt under one special seat. That's good shit. And the one special seat is going to have one of the old guys. We'll have like,
one of the old guys.
One of those guys. They'll dig him up from somewhere. They'll have the Big Show. You have the Big Show in the audience and get the belt from under his fat ass. That's good shit.
Hey, by the way, is Gronk still the 24/7 champion?
He is. He better give it back because he's going back to the NFL. He better drop that off.
If there's any belt that works with no crowd, it's the goddamn 24/7 championship, and you haven't had it on television in 3 weeks. Like, why do you do that?
Because can't nobody run out there and chase it around the ring, social distancing.
No, but you can do it in the build. That's what I'm saying. You only need 3 people. It's the belt you don't need a ring for. So they should be doing the 24/7 championship all over the country. Like that could be like a 15-minute segment. Hey, we're in such and such, town. And, as long as there's only 3, I guess you got a camera crew too. All right. See, this is what we're doing. We're brainstorming here. Now I'm realizing that was a stupid idea. That's what we do.
Just put it on Renee or Paige, Booker T, or one of them who do the in-studio show. Just put it on one of them and leave it there until they figure it out, because it's only really relevant when R-Truth wins it. So it's only funny then.
Fair enough. That belt was keeping R-Truth employed.
It sure was. He can't dance anymore. Him and Carmella don't have no little dance breaks. Boy, that sure came and went without any pomp and circumstance. They didn't get a little floss or nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I know. They kind of ended all that whole deal, but whatever.
Carmella will be fine.
Yeah, I think she's going to be okay.
She'll be just fine. Yes. But I think that's all we got for this week, Nate. Any final thoughts as we wrap it up for the week?
I need more from the wrestling world. I need more, or else Jay and I are going to start running skits on this show. We're going to start. No, I'm just teasing you. I know it's the very difficult time. And when they, the whole, I think we were actually spoiled 2 weeks ago, and there was like a bunch of releases and all that stuff happened in 1 week. Because if this was normal and they were running live shows all the time, all the promotions, like there'd be, there'd be stuff happening all the time. Now it's just kind of like everybody just kind of sits at home and then goes and wrestles for a week. I heard, actually I heard this from somebody in the comment section. Let's see, who are they? Thomas Franco said that AEW is also planning on going back to airing live. So I haven't heard that yet. I don't know if that's true or false, but apparently that's a story that's mulling about. So, I think AEW is doing better with the show with no crowd than the WWE is. So I'm not hating on that. I'm not hating on that thing. And shout out to Cedric Alexander, who came on the show last week. If you haven't heard that, it's a great interview. Dude is a killer guy. He's funny. It was, Jay and I had a really good time that week. So go back in the archives and check out that interview.
That's right.
And the Mark Henry one. We haven't forgot you, Mark.
Big Mark got me over here cooking buffalo cauliflower. I really did make it. I hit him up and I told him I really did make it. It was pretty good too. So that is it for this week. Make sure you are following Nate. Give him your socials, Nate.
Nathan Has Skill on all the stuff, Facebook and Instagram. I'm most active on Instagram, but it's at Nathan Has Skill. Shout out to the Illuminerdi for giving us a platform to do this. Thank you, Jay, always, as every week. You are fantastic. You are the rock of the show. I just show up and do a few things. But yeah, no, keep staying with us every week. Sunday night, 8:00. We're gonna have guests. We're gonna have no guests. We're gonna have funny stuff. It's gonna be a good time. You guys are with us here at the bottom, so follow us to the top.
Started from the bottom. Now we're here. I'm The Rock. Make sure Dark Side of the Ring is The Rock episode this week if it hasn't aired already. Make sure you are following me at Giandra LaBeouf on Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube. Follow my channel, Bad Culture TV. Make sure you are following The Illuminerdi on all platforms. Subscribe to the channel, because the bigger we are, the bigger things we can do, and we cannot do those things without you. So make sure you are subscribing. Tell your friends. We know they at home. All they got to do is go on to YouTube and click subscribe. It don't cost them nothing. So holler at your friends. Follow the Illuminerdi. Read the Illuminerdi every day. Share the articles. Share the content.
Yes, there's a lot of good shows. There's not just this show. There's lots of good shows on the Illuminerdi YouTube channel, and maybe we'll have some of them on in the future. You know what I mean? We'll do a cross promotion thing. You never know. We're just spitballing here. We don't want to make any promises, but you know, there might be some cross promotion in the future. Oh, and like, this is how awful of a spokesperson for myself I am. Go to Bandcamp if you like nerd rap. I rap about wrestling and pop culture and all that kind of stuff. Nathan Has Skill at Bandcamp. Nathan Has Skill at bandcamp.com. I'm on SoundCloud, all that kind of stuff. Nerd rap, blah, 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 blah. Close of the Three. I got t-shirts. I got nerd rap. I got stuff. Let's do this.
Let's do it. Oh, and lastly, to close, next week we're gonna have background wars. That since now we do fancy things on Skype now, because we so fancy now. So me and Nate are gonna have background wars next year. You know, let us know in the comments what our background should be for next week.
Or go on. I'm sorry.
No, we got some ideas. What you got?
I was gonna say, you know what we could do? We could do a Royal Rumble of backgrounds, where every 2 minutes we have to change ours to something like a new background is coming into the show, kind of like the Royal Rumble. And so every 2 minutes, so you have to have, however, 15 or 20 backgrounds ready to go. And based on what we'll rotate, putting the other one first, and be like, oh, I see you, Jay. I see what you put up. I'll see this photo and raise you this photo. So we could do something like that.
That's a great idea. So with that, we are wrapping it up. Thanks again. The Illuminerdi. Follow it on platforms. Visit theilluminerdi.com. Tell your friends, tell your cousins, wash your hands, and we'll see you next week. Take care.
Thanks a lot, everybody.